Hi guys and welcome to the Cooler Charge. So today I am driving the Hyundai Grand i10. This one is powered by a 1.1 liter diesel engine. It is a 3-cylinder and produces 70 horsepower and 160 Nm of torque. It is coupled to a 5-speed manual gearbox. Although I have noticed that the reverse gear is engaged in a similar way as the Elite i20. And as I can see that there is some amount of outright surge on offer as I push beyond 1700 rpm. And maneuverability is very good, steering is very light. As usual, although Hyundai cars are known for the light steering and easy maneuverability as well as good ride handling as well as quality. Good ride quality and handling balance. The newer GP platform is much better than the previous one. And the steering wheel feels quite good enough. I mean light enough to drive in the city. It is available in 4 variants: Era, Magna, Sports and as well as Asta. There was a Sports optional also, which had some more features also. This one is a pre-facelift 2013 to 2017 model. As I push beyond 2000 rpm, there is some amount of kicking. CRDI kicked in yo. It has good amount of grunt on offer. Despite being a 3-cylinder, it feels quite refined, but there are some amount of vibrations which are also inevitable, and it is evident as well. So talking about this one is a sports variant. It misses out on steering mounted audio controls but gets a 2-in infotainment system, which is analog actually. Doesn't support the touchscreen, and it's a basic infotainment system which has media, aux, USB connectivity as well as FM. It misses out on Bluetooth also. It gets the manual air conditioning, but it has the rear AC, which is kinda a boon in the summers. So talking about the steering wheel, this steering wheel feels very nice to hold as per the budget. Here is the analog cluster as well. So talking about the space, the Grand i10 has optimum space on offer to accommodate at least 4 passengers, although fifth might be a slight tight fit. Even if I talk about the ride quality, so bumps are quite evident, although it is a bit good as well. Likewise, on low speeds it might be a bit stiff, but on high speeds it just absorbs all of the obstacles on its straight well. So there was after 2015 there was a new sports variant as well, which gets the steering mounted audio controls but missed out on push button start stop. And after 2017 they introduced a facelift model of the Grand i10, which gets slightly tweaked bumpers, more features, infotainment system, automatic climate control, and slew of more flatteries on offer. But in 2019 they gave it a new generation in the form of the Grand Iton Neos. The Neos even gets more features, but it is based on the Santro's K2 platform, so safety might be a bit of a concern or an issue as such. So if you are looking for a car under 3 lakhs, if possible you can negotiate it, although it comes under 3 lakhs. This one is a 2013 model. It clocked out for 85,000 kilometers. So if you are looking for a car under 3 lakhs which provides best ride quality, as Hyundai usually does, a decent engine which has mediocre punch on offer, likewise if you compare it with 4 cylinders actually, and it has optimum space on offer and a compact and nimble car to drive with excellent fuel economy, then you can go with the Grand Iton. This particular unit can extract up to 23 to 25 kmpl of mileage quite easily on highways. Although there are more alternatives on offer, likewise the Elite i20. It gets quite vocal after 3000 rpm, although it feels quite refined under 3000 rpm. Hyundais are usually known for their refinement, and this one is also quite refined as per the 3-cylinder standards. After 3000 rpm, as I said, it is quite vocal. The 70 HP actually comes at 4000 rpm, while the torque output comes at 1750 rpm and goes all the way till 2500 rpm. It's quite a good range on offer actually. That is what I felt, that after 2500 rpm the 116 surge slightly gets decreased. I mean the turbo boost actually. Even braking response is quite good. Although if I compare it with the Elite i20, the braking is slightly inferior. Actually due to the tire size being smaller. It uses a 165 section tires, the sports variant. The Asta variant top end gets alloys as well, the 15-inch alloys, and 180 and 175 section tires. 175 or 185 maybe. Although in 2017 the Grand Iton introduced alloys for sports variant also, sports limited edition, after 2017, and in Neos this it gets a steel rims actually, which looks like the alloys. So fuel economy wise it gives good mileage. In the city I had extracted up to 15 kmpl easily, 15 to 17 kmpl quite easily. In the bumper to bumper traffic it gives me 13 to 14, which is quite good. Usually some cars can give up to 10 kmpl in bumper to bumper traffic, but this one gives good mileage. Its rivals were at that time the Maruti Suzuki Ritz, Maruti Suzuki Swift itself also, and Hyundai actually continued the i10 as well, the older generation, along with the Grand i10. Later on in 2014, it gets a booted sibling, which was known as the Accent. Now it is known as the Aura actually, as its successor had came. The Accent is actually basically the same vehicle with a boot. It also gets the rear AC vent, which is quite a boon actually. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So please like, comment, share and subscribe to the Courier Charge. Thank you.